Hello, my name is Rick.
Ciao, my name is Millie.
And this is episode 21
Ventuno.
of season 2
Where?
of Yonks Ago. This is Yonks Ago, coming into your ears. Now what are yonks? They're kinda like years. Just a father and a daughter who want to know all about some people from Yonks Ago. Interesting people who did interesting stuff, but about whom we don't know enough. So we're gonna dig deep and find it all out. Yonky doodlers know what we're all about. Yonks Ago, hey ho, hey, Yonks Ago, hey ho, hey, surely. Episode 21.
Yes,
Back in the kitchen.
we are back in the kitchen.
Tuesday afternoon.
Tuesday afternoon.
You're looking pretty chill.
I am pretty chill, thank you for noticing.
Got the chill meal.
Yeah.
Mill's taking the chill pill.
What are you?
I don't know, I've got like a slight headache, so you know, I'm sort of fighting through the pain.
Have you taken some Panadol?
I'm basically a modern day hero.
I see.
The fact that I'm even podcasting right now.
Why would you even do that?
Because what would Nancy Wake do?
Oh.
That's what I got to ask myself.
Yeah.
What would Nancy Wake do? Would she let a little niggling headache?
No, she wouldn't tell us that she had a headache.
No. In fact, she'd deny she even had a head.
Yeah.
She's like, I've never had a head, never will have a head. I'm headless Nancy Wake. That's what everyone calls me.
Yeah.
Stop saying I've got a head.
Sorry,
but do
Nancy.
come around for dinner because we've got heaps of food.
Yeah.
But do you know anyone who fought in the First War?
Yeah.
Then welcome.
Yeah.
Because as we found out last episode, that was the rock solid way of finding out if people might be on your side in free France. Is if they knew anyone or were someone who fought in the First World War against the Germans.
Yeah, because then they know, are they really the good guys?
Still got beef.
Yeah.
So look, we're learning all of these facts and political intrigues.
Who says that we're not learning anything?
I mean, a tidal
Definitely
wave
not.
of people have written in to say we have not learned a damn thing.
That's what I'm saying. Evidence. The evidence.
I just block them.
Yeah.
And I move on.
Yeah.
Because we learn.
Hey.
We learn what we want to learn.
Yeah.
In life. And if you're not learning anything, then take a good long hard look at yourself in the mirror. Maybe that's where the problem is.
Yeah.
Don't blame our little podcast.
Or maybe you're just really smart and you know everything. So like we're learning things, but you're not learning things. So you need a more advanced podcast.
Yeah.
And that's your problem, not ours. So.
Yeah.
Because like we're learning.
We can't be everything to everyone.
Yeah, we can't. If you want us to learn too much, then it won't be fun anymore.
Yeah.
It's like you know what I mean.
We've got to walk that
The
fine
sweet
line.
spot of learning.
Yeah, because if there's too much learning, you're like, am I at school?
Yeah.
What's going on here?
What's here? Well, I mean, am I like school? You don't really learn much.
Oh,
The beef.
sick burn of the modern education system in your face, school. Oh, mate, you are laying down some just hardcore whiplash-inducing burns right now.
It's just what I do, bro.
Yeah, hats off to you.
Yeah.
So look,
I mean, you didn't take your hat off though.
that's true. I am wearing a hat. That would have been the perfect opportunity.
Yeah.
And though it's a podcast, so maybe I just feel like any sort of physical.
Yeah, I just exposed you though.
I know. You could have told everyone, wow, you took your hat off.
Yeah.
We're not working cohesively.
No, I wanted to. I've been exposing everyone.
That's
and I
true.
Just exposed you.
You are the you're the undercover journalist. No, what are they called? Investigative reporter.
Oh.
That's what you are.
Okay, I'll take it.
Just exposing all the corruptions and lies inherent in modern day life, starting right here in this kitchen with me acting like I took my hat off when
I mean, you clearly just lied to my face.
I went to all the trouble of putting a hat on.
Yeah.
And then when I said hats off, did nothing.
No.
Sat here. But to be fair, I've got a headache.
No excuse.
That's true. I mean, I'm trying to use my niggling ailments as an excuse.
Disgraceful.
I've brought shame upon myself and my whole family, which is you. Just sucked in. Took you down with me. Nancy Wake, shall we get into it or shall we have the deciding scissors, rock, paper?
Yes, we should. I forget.
I mean, this is it. We're 2-2. Now the mind game is really coming to play.
I don't know.
Like, do you have the courage to, what do you think I'm going to do?
I'm not sure.
I've been pretty steady on my rocks and my scissors rarely go paper, but maybe I'm just saying that now because I'm going to go paper.
Hey.
Oh, I'm up in the
Yeah.
mind games right now. What will I go?
We're going to do it?
I mean, we should. We
Okay.
should 100% do it. Ready? Scissors, paper, rock.
Yes! Yes!
She had the strength.
Yes,
she had the
because
conviction.
you know what
She
you
went
said?
paper.
You weren't going to do scissors. I just knew that off the bat.
Yep.
And you said, I'm rarely going to do paper. So I was like, well, I mean, if we both do paper, then it's fine.
Mm-hmm.
And then it's a win-win situation.
Yeah.
Because if you could do rock, then I win.
Millie
So-
has triumphed in the first of 3 scissors,
Yeah.
rock, paper tournament.
Hey, we all knew. And you know what? I love a comeback.
Yeah.
You know?
And for the sake of it's actually the best outcome for the sake
Yeah.
of this podcast because I don't know if you Yonky Doodlers know much about Millie. She doesn't expose much about herself on this podcast. She just keeps the conversation bubbling along, occasionally completely zones out in a way that you'd never guess, but she knows.
Yeah.
But what you may not know about Millie, Yonky
I might
Doodlers,
Nate.
is
I might
that
Nate,
she's hardcore competitive.
Yes.
And if I had somehow triumphed in scissors, rock, paper
It's
today,
rigged.
it might have been the end of the podcast.
I think it's rigged.
She would have pretended it was fine. Maybe she might have done
would've cried.
a token effort to say, "Oh, it doesn't matter, whatever. Scissors,
Yeah.
rock, paper's dumb."
Yeah.
But inside, she would have mentally checked out, emotionally checked out, and
Yeah.
she may never have come back to the kitchen to record another podcast.
I reckon I would, though.
So, in many ways, it's the best outcome for everyone. Except for me, because I'm also hardcore
Yeah.
competitive and I'm really spitting chips right now.
Hey, I'm just better than you. Just got to accept it.
It's true. It's true. But I've got some internalized rage now
Yeah.
that I'm going to have to get out through
headache.
interpretive dance. Later
Oh,
on,
yeah,
I'm gonna rent a warehouse space. I'm going to put on a singlet and some denim jeans, and I'm just going to dance out my anger.
Contemporary?
And sort of aggressive.
Aggressive contemporary?
Aggressive contemporary
Yeah.
with a jazz ballet vibe.
I reckon.
I think
Yeah.
is what I have to go for.
Are you going to do a split jump?
to hit the
Backflip?
with bonus gymnastics thrown in.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So look out for a warehouse near you where I'll be getting out my my emotions as best I can.
That's awesome.
I reckon Nancy Wake would have done some aggressive, angry dancing in her
Hey.
time if she thought of it.
We all have in our life, I reckon.
So when we left Nancy Wake, she was, they're deep in Free France. She's living that spy life. She's got her own radio.
Yeah.
She also thought to stock up the pantry, and she's got some good hookups
Genius plan.
in the on the street to keep her food flow going.
Yeah.
She's still got some money because Henri's living that
He's a
business
businessman,
life,
yeah.
and their house has become a bit of a hub,
Yeah.
a bit of a social hub.
Yeah.
People come for a bit of a feed, bit of a political discourse,
As you do.
and it's it's not the best of times, but it's also not the worst of times
No.
for them at this stage in the war.
Hashtag could be worse.
Yeah. And now, apparently, in the greater scheme of things, apparently it was a very clever idea of the Germans to put Marshal Henri
Yeah.
in charge of Free France because he was. I don't think I've painted the picture quite well enough of
Okay.
Marshal. He was super popular.
Oh, I see.
Even though as soon as he got in, he surrendered.
Yeah. But everyone was like, ah.
People still had a real soft spot for Marshal Henri.
Yeah.
He was, in their minds, he basically single-handedly won World War I
I see.
for France.
I see.
He was the ultimate hero.
Yeah.
He was the Katniss Everdeen
I see.
of, of France.
Yeah.
And they were like,
Marshal.
You're our Mockingjay. And so when Germany made him in charge, they were all like, oh, it's a shame. But they couldn't be mad at Marshal Henri.
No.
And it actually helped the Germans a little bit in that all those people who were a little bit on the fence
Yeah.
were like, I mean, if Marshal Henri's on board,
Yeah.
I mean, how bad could it be? So you've got more polarization of the people. You've got the people who are hardcore resistance.
Yeah.
And then you've got the people who are still like,
Don't know.
if Marshal Henri says it's all right, we should probably believe him.
Yeah.
Because remember World War I?
Yeah.
He was the bloody Mockingjay. He bloody won the Hunger Games. And so, so they were able to sort of kid themselves that maybe this whole Germany being in charge thing would be all right. If Marshal Henri says it's all right, then who
Yeah.
are we to argue? And to further confuse the issue, there was a sort of so things were getting a bit confusing in France in
Okay.
terms of who do you trust? Who's the good guys? Who's the bad guys?
Yeah.
Because as part of the armistice that they decided on, Hitler and Marshal Henri, when as part of the surrender,
Yeah.
the part of the agreement was that the French Navy would remain neutral during the war.
Oh, I see.
So Marshal Henry is like, we don't want to fight. We don't want to be like. We don't want the French ships to be fighting for Germany.
No.
But Hitler's like, well, I don't want you fighting against Germany. That's ridiculous.
Yeah.
We just invaded you. That's dumb. So how about you just stay neutral as?
Yep.
And Marshal Henry's like, yeah.
Opaque, bro.
Lock it in. And so technically, and on paper, the French Navy was neutral. No part of the war.
No.
We're out of it. But unfortunately, Winston Churchill and Britain were like, we're not 100% sure what's going on with the French Navy.
What's going on?
So they refused. So Churchill sort of didn't take Hitler's word for it because
I see.
They'd had enough of Hitler's sort of shenanigans by this stage. Hitler had said a lot of stuff that turned out to be not true.
What?
Yeah, like you could
lies.
Yeah.
No.
So Churchill's like, so you want me to believe that the French Navy is neutral?
Yeah.
I'm not buying it.
No.
And so with that in mind, the British Prime Minister, Churchill, instructed Vice Admiral Sir James Somerville, such a British name, Sir James Somerville, and his Royal Navy to go into a French port. I'm not sure if it's a French port. It's called Mers. No, that's not French. That sounds it's probably like in, I'm going to say it's Egypt because it's the only other country we've really talked about. Mers El Kabir port and either secure the French naval squadron for the Allies or sink it outright.
Oh.
So there's a bunch of ships parked at Mers El Kabir.
Yeah.
And Churchill said, go there, turn them into British ships or sink them. That's it.
There you go.
And so the French admiral refused to hand his ships over to the British, and so Sir James Somerville proceeded to follow his original instructions.
Yes.
Just before 5 o'clock that afternoon, the British ships opened fire, and immediately the French battleship Bretagne was sent to the bottom. 977 dead French people.
Sacrifice.
And shortly after that, another French ship, the Dunkirk, took some direct hits, and another 200 French people dead, killed by the British.
It's fine though.
Other French ships were severely hit, with just one French battleship, the Strasbourg, making it free to the open sea. It was eventually able to limp home into Toulon. So this is obviously, it's tricky business now.
Yeah.
Who's the good guys? Who's the bad guys? The British just killed a whole bunch of French people, but you can sort of understand where they're coming from.
Yeah. Wartime, everyone's a bad guy, I feel.
Yeah, it's a messy business. Yeah. And so when she first heard reports from outraged French friends of what had happened, so the French people hear about this, they're not digging the news.
Not happy.
So all the French people are turning up to dinner.
Yeah.
Nancy's put on a good spread.
Yeah.
She's like, everyone sit down. What's it? Why?
Got some vegetarian options.
Yeah,
got some vegan options.
Got some vegans. I've got everything. Got a fruit platter. Got mangoes are in season. She's like, this is going to be a pretty fun dinner party.
Yeah.
And then all her French friends turn up and like, oh, did you hear some news today? Oh, the British are killing the French. Oh, what is happening outside? The world has gone mad. She's got, I've got mangoes, guys.
Chill, yeah.
Can we just relax and eat some mangoes? So she hears from her French friends and Nancy just flat out refused to believe them.
Oh.
She's like, the British sinking French ships? I think you've misheard.
Yeah.
Or the Germans are lying. How about that?
Yeah.
So she's refusing to believe that they would be killing the French. But eventually there's, the facts are the facts. And there's just a wave of wounded French sailors arriving back in France, and she's still doing some nursing duties. So she's like, after all, she's like, you know how I said it was all lies? I'm willing to believe that you might have been correct when first you said that the British had sunk some French ships.
Yeah, if that was me, I would have been like, nah. No. I said it was lie first, so I have to stick with it.
These are all actors. All these injured sailors, actors. Paid by the Germans to trick us, which also could have been true.
We don't know.
How deep did the deceptions go?
Little deceptions.
But when everyone had sort of agreed that it was just the facts were the facts, they were all suitably outraged, Nancy included. And in terms of then the German propaganda machine kicked into overdrive because, we can use this. This would be sweet leverage.
Yeah.
So the Germans are using that whole thing to fuel the French resentment of the British. So it kind of driven a wedge between the French and the British, who until that stage there was a bit of like us against the Germans kind of vibe. And then. Yeah, so in terms of winning the French hearts and minds, this was a bit of a disaster for Britain. But Churchill just sort of maintained that it's something that had to be done. Just had to do it.
Sacrifice.
No choice, bro. Well, sorry, bro. Had to sink some ships. My hands were tied. And Nancy and Henri, after a while, once it had all sort of the dust had settled, they could sort of see where Churchill was coming from, and they're like, it's not the best, but it is a war, like you say. Everyone's the bad guy in the war, and you know you got to do what you got to do. We'll cut you some slack, Britain. Yeah, we'll allow it, but if you could stop killing French people,
just chill out,
that would help the bloody cause. And so it's all getting pretty muddy. So then everything settles down again, and they go back to their sweet, sweet dinner party lifestyle. And it was at one of these dinner parties, not long after that Nancy's young friend Micheline.
Micheline, she must be old now.
She was apparently now 19 going on 20.
Well, there you go.
And she was a constant visitor to the house at this stage. Yeah. Ever since Nancy rescued her from England, from the convent, just as the war started, you'll remember. Yeah.
Also, Nancy had fat stacks of alcohol.
Yeah, oh yeah.
Micheline was like
I'm here for the drank. And so she's a constant visitor to the house. Her parents were in Caen. Yeah. And it was at one of these dinner parties that Micheline met and shortly afterwards married a young Canadian.
There you go.
By the name of Thomas Kenny. Tommy K.
Tommy K.
Who had been holidaying in the south of France when the world had been turned upside down and he'd been stranded. Oh. So we'd just been in south of France on holidays and then the whole Germany invaded France or the war started. I don't know which particular incident left him stranded there, but one of those events left poor old Tommy K stuck in France. But guess what? Worked out all right for Tommy K. Yeah. Because Micheline, she's a terrible raging alcoholic. Yeah. But lovely. Yeah. Just lovely.
She's a sweetheart.
Tommy K's done all right for himself. Yeah. So maybe the universe wanted you to be stuck there, Tommy K.
Maybe.
Apparently Micheline's mother was very angry at Nancy, though.
Andre?
That she had met this Canadian at Nancy's house. And that they had fallen in love at such a young age. Yeah. Andre was like, this is not on, Nancy.
What's going on?
And Nancy's like, love is love, mate.
Yeah.
Love is love.
Oi, Andre?
My dinner parties go off. Cool. Yeah. Andre, if you'd come to a few, you'd know.
Andre's like, I'm too rich. Yeah. I have my own food.
I like to stay in Caen. Yeah. I'm trying to start a film festival. It's going to be amazing. So look, Micheline's life's going all right here. Nancy's parties are bringing people together. Yeah. Still. But the rationing was getting more and more hectic in France because the war's still going on, so food's running out. Even for Nancy, it's getting trickier. Yeah, and because more and more people are coming to her house is getting super popular. Yeah, and she hates to let people down. No. Our Nancy, she's got a real reputation for delivering the goods.
She's a legend.
She's a doer. And so. Yeah, so it's getting difficult to keep the table stocked, especially with fresh meat. Fresh meat's a tricky one. Yeah. And so she decides she has to go through the black market because she's got a dinner party coming up. Yeah. So she goes through the black market, and on one occasion she bought a pig, thinking this will be great. It'll arrive delivered nice, cut up into nice pieces for me to cook and serve. It's going to be the best.
Is it a live pig?
Unfortunately, Nancy returned home the following day to find the pig tethered to her table in the kitchen with her maid. She's got a maid whose name is Claire. Aww. The maid Claire was beside it in tears. What to do? Nancy tried to ring the butcher, the friendly butcher that she knew, and see if he could come over with his fancy cleaver and just do the job, get the job done. But he was busy.
Oh, of course.
Butcher couldn't be doing it. And they couldn't just go, we'll wait, we'll keep the pig and just wait, because they lived right next door to like a French like government official.
Oh.
So they're always trying to be careful. And they would have to explain if the pig made too much noise.
Yeah.
And the French government people started asking questions. They would want to know where she got the pig.
Yeah.
And you can't admit that you could be buying stuff on the black market.
No.
It's going to get you in trouble.
Yep.
And they've got a lot of secrets that they don't want to expose. So
They
they've
have lots of secrets.
got to try to fly under the radar. So this pig, if it gets too oinky, could rumble the whole situation. The government could come in and find their radios.
Nancy Wake.
Because of the bloody pig. The pig could literally squeal on them. It'd be horrible. So they're stuck with this live pig, but they don't know what to do with it.
No.
And so then she's looking for advice from people. What are we going to do? What are we going to do? And then one of her friends came up with the right plan. They said, all you got to do, if you want to sort this out, is hit the pig on the head with a hammer and then slit its throat. Problem solved. And Nancy's like, that is a good plan. I mean, that's a great plan.
Nancy just wants to try it.
We should just suck it up and do that.
Yeah.
So she's there with her maid and she's gone, Claire, grab the hammer. You're in charge of whacking the pig on the head. I'll be in charge of slitting its throat. And Claire's like, that sounds this is going to be horrible. I won't be able to sleep for weeks. And Nancy's like, just suck it up and do it. All right. It's a bloody pig. We eat them all the time. All right. This is you got to get used to where your food comes from.
Yeah, Claire. Yeah. Jeez.
This is the sort of thing kids should do at school, shouldn't they? Kill a pig.
Yeah.
Just so you know.
Yeah.
Because we're very detached from where our food comes from.
Maybe like a sick pig though. Just not like a healthy pig that's just chilling.
Or just a pig that was going to be slaughtered for food anyway.
Yeah, maybe.
Just a whole class just has to be there and
was
make it
donated
happen.
for science.
Science pig. Anyway, so there they are. So then Claire hits the pig on the head with the hammer.
Not very hard though.
But she doesn't hit it hard enough.
That's what I thought. She's a weakling.
So it's not knocked out. It's sort of, it's a little bit like stumbling
around. And now it's angry.
And so then Nancy tries to cut its throat, but she doesn't do it. She doesn't get deep enough. She just sort of really gets a big gash in there, but not enough to really kill the pig.
No.
So then the pig is running around the kitchen screaming.
Oh, no.
Covered with blood spurting. There's still blood is flying out of this pig. It's running around the kitchen. It's running around the kitchen. There's blood on the floor.
No.
There's blood on the walls. There's blood on the ceiling.
This is no.
It's a bloody nightmare is what it is. The kitchen is like a scene from a horror film right now. So they've done this to try to keep the pig quiet. Now the pig is squealing and squirting blood on every available surface. I imagine Nancy and Claire are covered in pig blood right now. It is the stuff of nightmares.
Oh, no.
So finally Nancy picks up the hammer and gives the pig a massive, mighty wallop and knocks it clean out. And as she knocks it out, Henri comes through the door.
Henri's like...
Henri walks into the kitchen and just sees blood everywhere. Nancy with a hammer, pig on the floor, Claire crying, covered in blood. Henri's like, interesting. And he says, Nancy, how is it that with all the women I could have married, I chose you?
Savage. Henri.
And he just wanders out. He's like, Nancy. This is the sort of stuff Nancy gets up to.
Yeah.
Classic day in the life of Nancy Wake. So that is, but I bet after that, everyone had a real good pig dish.
Yeah.
Everyone's like, you know what? This bacon's fresh.
And it's fine because Claire would have cleaned it all up. Is cleaned a word?
Cleaned is a word.
Whoa.
Yeah.
My brain just did not think that was right.
It's the past tense of clean. You cleaned.
I was like, clent?
Yeah. I clent it. I clent it up. I cluned.
Cluned?
Cluned.
Yeah. So Claire cluned it up, right?
Yes. So Claire cluned it up.
So she's happy. She's chilling. So now she's not sad anymore.
Yes.
And then Nancy, she has a pig. She starts cooking.
She's cooking up that ham.
She's cooking. Also a vegetarian version as well.
Yeah. Mock ham. Sham.
Yeah. And a vegan version. And
which is just rice.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, That's what else is vegan, Dad? Give me one example.
Nothing in 1930s France.
Exactly. Oh, Jesus. Anyway, and now everyone's happy.
Yeah. And look, because that's such a nightmarish image that as we've discussed, probably ended up great for everyone.
Yeah.
That's probably all the time we've got for today's show. I want to leave everyone with that image of Nancy and a hammer and just a traumatized pig and a traumatized maid and a bewildered Henri standing in the doorway.
Not even bewildered. He was like, oh, yeah.
He's like, yeah.
Oh, yeah,
it's
true.
Just like, it's not 100% what I was expecting to see when I came in the kitchen, but it's not what I was expecting.
Yeah.
No,
So, like, it's in the middle.
Yeah.
So I'm just going to accept and move on.
I'm only half surprised,
Yeah.
I think, was the vibe Henri had.
Yeah.
First of all, he went, what? And he went, oh,
Yeah. Oh,
Nancy Wake.
Nancy Wake. Yeah.
She's not called Nancy Bloody Wake for nothing.
Good one.
Yeah. Because she's covered in blood
Yeah, I got it.
from the pig.
What? From the pig?
That she killed.
Wait, she killed a pig?
In
What?
In a kitchen.
What? In the kitchen?
You might have zoned out during that bit.
What?
Nancy flat out killed a pig in the kitchen.
Nancy killed a pig.
With
in
her
the kitchen.
bare hands.
What? I accuse Nancy.
Nancy in the kitchen with a hammer.
With a hammer.
And a pig.
Yeah.
And a maid.
You'd be exactly right.
And probably a butcher's knife.
Yeah.
But she killed it with the hammer in the end.
Yeah.
I think, and the book makes it sound like she just hit the pig once on the head with the hammer. I reckon she went into berserker mode.
She whacked.
Because she needed to shut that pig up.
Yeah.
Because at this stage she's thinking the government official next door is definitely going to wonder what this screaming pig situation's all about. So I think she went full psycho mode.
Yeah.
And that's going to leave a mark.
Oh, yeah.
On her soul.
I don't reckon though. She'll be like, oh, yeah.
Yeah. She's like, people got to eat.
Yeah.
I'm going to make it happen.
Listen. Girls got to do what a girl's got to do.
And Nancy Wake always does what Nancy Wake's got to do.
So
there's never a time she's like, I can't face it.
Maybe she'll feel a little guilty, but I don't reckon.
Nah.
You know?
Nah.
She'll be like...
Maybe
the
half
pig.
a second of guilt.
Yeah, she'll be like, oh, the poor pig. Probably in a lot of pain. But you know what? I ended the pain. So
I'd like to think just before she
saint.
brought the hammer down, the pig pulled out a picture of its family. She's like, please, I have children. And Nancy felt guilty for half a second.
Yeah.
And she went, the people who come to my house tonight are going to think this is the most delicious ham they've ever had. Worth it. So, look, let's find out what effect this has on Nancy Wake. I mean, I guess heading into wartime, it's not going to hurt her to have a little bit of blood on her hands, to have that little ruthless killer instinct.
Would you rather have killed 100 pigs than have killed one person?
True. Probably 100 pigs.
Yeah.
Because you can go to jail depending on how you're killing the pigs, where you're killing the pigs, why you're killing the pigs.
Yeah. But hey, doesn't matter.
It's...
Hypothetically.
Yeah. I'm going to have to choose 100 pigs.
Okay.
But I haven't put a lot of thought into it. And also, it probably depends on the context. Like all hypotheticals, it depends on the context. Who's the one person that I have to kill?
What if it's me? What if it's a hideous murderer?
Yeah,
you know?
that's right. What if I'm doing a great thing? And what if it's 100 of the most amazing, smartest pigs?
Yeah.
And these pigs...
Baby pigs?
That if they were able to live... could provide the cure for like
cancer,
every disease on the planet.
Yeah.
But if you kill them now, those cures will never eventuate.
Yeah.
Like, all these things need to be considered in my hypothetical situation.
Yeah.
I'm not willing to make. Look, I withdraw my decision.
Yeah.
I withdraw. I've been too rash and hasty.
Yeah.
Please, anyone who thought I had locked in that answer, you were wrong.
Yeah.
That was a soft answer. It was a soft lock.
Yeah.
It was a tentative answer.
See, whenever someone asks me a hypothetical,
I'm
just like, you know what? I do neither. So hypothetically, I do neither.
Hypothetically, I was never here.
Hypothetically, I'm not even listening to you right now. So.
Yeah, I win.
Yeah,
I win hypotheticals, and you lose.
Boom.
Yeah, and it's not easy to win hypotheticals.
Hey, I think it is.
the way you play it.
Yeah,
100%.
Yeah, because here's my logic.
Yeah.
So if you're playing a game, right?
Yeah.
And then you cheat.
Yeah.
But then you win.
Yeah.
then
who's the real winner?
it's
you
fine.
every time.
Because I won.
Yeah.
So it's fine. Like, you know?
If the rules are in place to make it hard for me to win, so I change the rules so that I always win,
the end
sucked in everyone else.
The end justifies the means.
Ah.
It's fine.
I don't know if we've raised you right, kid. I don't know if we've raised you right.
See, I think it's fine.
Yeah, I know.
Just depends what you're playing.
I'm gonna have to have a.
If I'm playing Tiggy,
yeah,
and it's like you can't use your hands to touch someone.
I mean that's a dumb rule. To be fair,
and then I just use my hand.
Yeah.
Sucked in, you're it. Run the other direction. What are they going to do? Like if they're like, no, I've got to stop playing now because you're it. I'm like, well, I'm just going to stop playing then because you're it.
Yeah. So who's the real winner? Do you want to play tag or do you want to insist that you're not it?
Yeah.
This is your hypothetical now.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. We can keep playing as long as everyone admits that I'm the best at tag.
Exactly.
Otherwise, now I'm starting to understand a little bit more about you, Millie.
Yeah.
And I'm wondering, do you have many friends at school now?
No.
Okay.
Yeah,
okay.
yeah.
That makes a lot of sense. Okay. This checks out. All right.
What is friends?
What is this friends? All right. I'm starting to realise I've made a lot of glaring mistakes as a parent.
Listen, you can't get 3 out of 3 right.
I'm not winning at parent.
What is parent?
I thought I was doing real good.
Listen.
But episode 21 has taught me a lot about my failings.
You can't get 3 out of 3 right. That's just not how it works.
No,
not how odds work.
No, that's true.
Yeah.
You can get 3 out of 5 right, as you did today in Scissors, Rock, Paper.
Yeah.
You got the 3 of the 5
That's true.
Scissors, Rock, Papers
That's
that we
true.
played right.
Yeah, that's
so
how it
maybe
works.
that's the correct odds.
Yeah.
Maybe that's all I can hope for. But I've only got 3 kids. So maybe I need to have
5 kids.
2 more kids and then 3 of them will be good. And 2 of them will be you.
If you put that down, it will be like a decimal.
Yeah.
So that maybe a little bit of me is good.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I guess as long as a little bit of you is good.
Yeah. I mean,
That's all right.
it's better than being
I don't need
bad.
you to be. I don't need you to be totally good.
Nah.
I've got pretty low ambitions for myself as a parent. As long as there's a bit of you that's good.
Yeah.
I mean, that's a win.
And like, so that means I'm like a little bit good.
Yeah.
And like the other 2,
Yeah.
they're like not fully good, but like more than half good. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think going forward, what I need to focus on as a parent for you
Yeah.
is to try to make being a nice person and making good choices a game that you can win.
Listen, I am one of the nicest people that you'll ever meet. So
Well, but are you the nicest person?
No. You see,
You've got 1 year to be the
No. Don't make being a nice person a game because then I want to. Oh.
Yeah, you see what I'm saying?
Yeah, then I want to win.
Then you
No,
wanna
but-
win.
But hey, because we're not playing a game, I'm not being competitive. Oh.
But what if I
Whoa.
don't hardcore do it? But if I just came home one day and put a trophy on the shelf that was the nicest person I know award.
I'd be like, why would you steal that from me?
I'll say it's not yours until you earn it. I'll be awarding this trophy.
I see.
Every
I see.
12 months
But hey,
to the nicest person I know.
I could be being really nice to you, but then really mean to everyone else, and that's defeating the purpose.
No, that's good. At
okay.
least you're being nice to me.
All right. Well, I am nice to you already.
Because 100%.
do you mean?
Full disclosure, again, what you don't know about me is that I'm not that great. I'm not that nice myself. So if you're just being nice to me but horrible to everyone else, in my mind, that's a win.
Yeah.
I'm on board.
Oh, because yeah. It's a bit selfish.
If other people want you to be nice to them, they can make their own trophy.
Oh, I get you.
I can't be in charge of
get
everyone
you
else's.
now. I get you now.
They can get you to be nice in whatever
Yeah.
way they want. I found my way and I'm sticking to it. Sucked in, everyone.
Sucked in.
Yeah. And then once we've won, once we've all gotten a trophy,
Yeah.
we can celebrate by killing a pig. I think that should be a way to celebrate. Sounds fun. The way Nancy does it sounds fun.
I'd do it right the first time though.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah, man.
That would be less fun though. You want the carnage.
But I'd win, therefore making it fun.
Okay.
Yeah.
You talked me around.
Yeah.
All right. Well, we've unlocked a lot about carnage in Nancy's kitchen.
Yep.
About the carnage in our own souls.
I reckon
the wreckage of people we've
the
become.
most carnage that would happen in the kitchen. I reckon.
It's the place for carnage.
That's what I'm saying. You can't argue with me on that one.
I'm not going to, because arguing with you is folly.
Yeah.
Yeah. Beautiful. Well, let's see if we can find any more glimmers of niceness inside of ourselves.
Yeah.
And let's see if Nancy
Runs out of
turns
food.
into just a blood-soaked weapon now
Yeah.
that she's got a taste of,
why
of killing.
not? Utilize your skills.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, if you can kill a pig with a hammer, you can kill an invading army with a hammer.
Yep.
It's just a hop, skip, and a jump. you just gotta believe, Nancy.
Hey, hop, skip, and jump is really easy. So
I did love the triple jump.
I was so good. I was beast mode.
It's just a fun.
I was better than you.
It's just a fun. It's a fun sport.
Yeah.
Sport? No, what's the event?
Event.
Is that what it's called? An event? What's it called?
I don't know.
I don't think it's a sport in
It's
its
not
own
a
right. It's a
sport.
part of a sport.
Yeah.
Track and field's a sport.
A field event?
Athletics is a sport.
A track event.
It's an event. Oh,
That sounds weird.
doesn't
It's
sound
like
right,
a
does it?
party.
Anyway,
Look it up.
a lot of yonky doodlers out there already know.
Yeah.
Hit us up if you know what the official term
Exactly.
is. I feel I don't know. I'll never be
Track
satisfied.
event?
I will never be satisfied.
Race. Track race.
All right. It
Field.
is. Hopefully, we'll have answer to this by the time we record another episode of
Yonks Ago!